Hi, this is Movie Crank, and today we're going to talk about Yellowstone Season 5B, Episode 10. In this episode, we're getting more of the same like last episode, and a tiny bit of hope for an interesting storyline in the future. So, without further ado, here's this episode's plot summary. Again, 6 weeks ago, Rip and the Wranglers battle the wildlife in Texas. Beth takes Rip to a fancy hotel for a night out. In the present, Beth confronts Jamie about her father's death, and finds out he's behind it. Beth calls Casey and tells him about Jamie's crime. And Casey calls up an old friend to find out more about the people behind his father's murder. And we're back in Texas. Rip and the Wranglers check up on Teeter one early morning because she didn't get up. Turns out a rattlesnake had snuggled up to her in her sleeping bag. How nice. Rip takes the snake, and this one actually deserves it for its sloth-like reflexes, and kills it. He then scolds Teeter for not knowing the state and leaving her teepee open. Are you kidding me? Teeter is supposedly a Texarkana native. She should have known how to deal with rattlers. And that seems to be their problem until Beth shows up and steals Rip from the Wranglers. She wants to take Rip with her to a hotel for a couple of days. In order to compensate, she agrees to fly in the boyfriends and girlfriends of the other Wranglers and give them the same hotel room. In Beth's style as usual, for the ones that don't have boyfriends and girlfriends, there's hookers for everyone. Well, if they ain't that a good boss, maybe they even get dental. So Beth and Rip spend the night at the hotel and go out to dance and have some lovely honeymoon. You know that all would be fine and dandy to watch if we still had Costner somewhere in this season, but instead, we get those tone-deaf flashbacks. But here we go, next scene is back in the present day. So Beth runs into Summer. I totally forgot about her. I thought she was still waiting for John to come back, sitting on the bed as a skeleton. So Beth wouldn't be Beth, without telling Summer off and ordering her to move out instantly. So Summer leaves and gets brought to the airport by Rip. At this point, I'm really tired of Beth giving Summer shit. She came around and admitted she was wrong about the ranching life. What else is she supposed to do? Eat a tomahawk steak with gravy? I like Beth when she gives jerks a run for the money, but in this case, she's just a sore winner. Talking about necessary tough love, Carter also mourns John's death, and Rip tells him to cowboy up and get back to work. I don't know the deal with Rip and Beth. Carter screws up here and there. Which kid doesn't? He would be perfect as a son for them. Lord knows they'll never get approved for adopting a child, so why not give him a chance? Meanwhile, Casey has a talk with Tate on him being the heir to the ranch. He goes into detail about the troubles of it, but that it's also an enormous privilege. He gives Tate what he never had, a choice. Tate is careful but tells his dad that he always wanted to work there, but not necessarily run it. I feel this could be a way to give the ranch back to the natives early, within the 7th generation, so we'll see how they deal with it. So anyways, Beth decides to pay a visit to Jamie, so while confronting him about her father's death, Jamie can't look her straight in the eye, and can't even deny it when she asks if he was involved. I guess at this point, Jamie just doesn't want to be with the Duttons anymore. He burned the bridges a long time ago by agreeing to Sarah's idea, and now he's just experiencing phantom pains. So after the encounter, Sarah Atwood and Alice Steele from Market Equities walk in, and Beth slams her into a wall. She leaves though, and Sarah and Alice go on with their meeting. Jamie ensures them to alter John Dutton's will and offer them the land. In exchange, Market Equities promises to support him in the race for new governor. The meeting ends, and Sarah and Jamie make out again. Ugh. Where are fatal STDs when you need them? Those two are seriously, they're just so disgusting. It seems Jamie has gone full dark side and burned all the bridges. I gotta admit, I was one of those people who thought Jamie had the potential to be redeemed. He was treated differently than his siblings, and yet he never got a chance to make it up to anybody, especially Beth, after he drove her to that clinic. And it sucks, but well, we'll see what he'll do this season. So Beth calls Casey and tells him about her confrontation with Jamie. So Casey then contacts a former Navy SEAL buddy and asks him about a potential group of assassins who were supposedly behind the murder of his father. That was the only scene in this episode where I thought, hell yeah, let's get this thing rolling. Early seasons Casey was such an interesting character, and his past was very intriguing. I hope we're gonna get more of him in those last episodes. So to wrap up this episode, there were way too many scenes we didn't need. The death of John Dutton, and how his kids react to it should have been #1 priority. The 4/6 scenes are all cool, but they're irritating when you know that 6 weeks later, all hell will break loose. Instead, it seems that Sheridan is filling the holes where he doesn't have enough story for this season. Product placement and 4/6 scenes aside, I thought the actors did a good job, and Yellowstone without Costner can work, if they don't drag on the second storyline and develop the characters beyond season 2. I'm looking forward to the revenge plot of Casey, and will report back next week with my thoughts on a brand new episode of Yellowstone. Thank you for staying this long till the end of this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so you'll know when I crank out another video. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.